This week for art, we are learning about the artist Gustav Klimt. He was born in 1862 and died in 1918. He is from Austria and he is a famous painter. He painted this picture. This one above the painting is a close-up of the painting to the left. Can you tell what he liked to decorate his artwork with? That was not just paint. I'll give you a hint. It's shiny, precious, and yellow. Send me your guess. Klimt did not do this blue artwork on the left here of the doves with a fountain, but Austria, where Klimt is from, is known for their ancient Roman mosaics. A mosaic is an artwork made from pieces of colored tile put together to create a picture. Look back at the slide before the picture Gustav Klimt did of the black-haired woman with the yellowish and brownish background. Can you see how the mosaics might have influenced Klimt's artwork? Look at the area around her head and shoulders. What does it look like? So do you see how this area might have been influenced by Gustav Klimt? Gustav Klimt liked to do paintings of women and their fashion. He liked to create patterns for fabric. Can you find the patterns in the fabric around your house? Maybe a bedspread, a shirt, a coat, or even on a mask that you might have to wear when you go out in public. Did you realize an artist created that pattern? Gustav Klimt had a friend who had a dress shop. He painted paintings of women wearing the dresses to advertise the gowns she was selling. Look for what is different about this dress than the one on this next slide. So this was the fashion before, and do you notice the differences? This dress has lots of layers, lots of lace, and it's very tight in the waist, and that's because they would wear what's called a corset, and it had laces in the back that they would tie extremely tight and get their waist as little as possible, and it wasn't very comfortable, and it wasn't very healthy. So the next fashion after that is very loose and straight and not tight, and lots of patterns, and the materials looks lighter. So Gustav Klimt liked to paint women's fashion, and this is one of his most famous paintings. It's called The Kiss. He used the same shiny, precious material that to create this painting that he did in the first painting I showed you, this one. Do you have a guess? I'll give you a second hint. His father was an engraver of this material. These are two figures kneeling on a blanket, and notice it's all one shape, but what separates the figures are this robe is a pattern of rectangles, and the woman's dress is a pattern of flowers and circles, and then this might be a blanket around them, and it is a pattern of swirls and circles, and they're kneeling on a blanket with flower patterns. Klimt painted this painting of his friend, but he had her turn her expensive fur coat inside out because he liked the pattern of the lining inside of her coat and thought it would be more interesting to paint the picture. So you can see her fur coat, but he wanted to paint the lining of it. Klimt really liked to paint patterns, and you can see in this painting that her dress pattern, her coat pattern, and the pattern of the background are all very different, but they blend together. If you'll notice, the background is of Japanese warriors. Gustav Klimt was interested in Japanese artwork and used it in his art. And so you guys are going to be able to create a pattern on a kimono, which is like a silk robe for your art activity. After this, Gustav Klimt created 3 murals on the walls in this dining room in a mansion in Brussels, Belgium. It's called the Stocklit Palace, where these murals are, and it's a private residence, so people can't come and see it. But this is a close-up of the artwork, and notice the swirls, and he used that same precious material to create these to decorate his murals on the wall. This one's called the Tree of Life frieze. Klimt's designs are decorated with a variety of luxury materials, including marble, ceramics, gilded tiles, and enamel, along with pearls and other precious stones. This is a photograph of Gustav Klimt outside his home, and he often just wore a robe and sandals and spent the day painting. Later in life, he painted landscapes and scenery in his garden by his house. This is called the Sunflower, and this one's called this one's an apple tree, and that's Gustav Klimt. I can't wait to see your patterns that you create on your kimono.